KDB. KDB.
NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. And with DraftKings parlays, everyone's got a shot at even bigger wins. String together multiple bets from the same game or build your parlay across games for a shot at making your payday even sweeter. Basketball is more fun when you're in on the action. Download DraftKings Sportsbook now and use code VOCH, V-O-C-H, VOCH. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook using promo code VOCH. The crown is yours.
Beats Planet.
Look, Scott, that's the problem though, Scott. I love all these players because I'm draft guy, right? I'm draft guy. But somewhere there's a fan from another team that make me root against these people. CJ Stroud is incredible. And as draft dude, Scott, my biggest point about CJ Stroud, right? I got you. My biggest part about somebody in the comments. My biggest part about CJ Stroud, and look, this could tie back to the Cowboys overthinking and shit, right? I was like, hey man, the last game CJ Stroud played was against Georgia. If he do that 10 more times, he'll be fine in the league, Scott. And look at CJ Stroud.
Looks good, man.
Meanwhile, they call him Bryce Young, Pat Mahomes, and shit. That's.
I like what the Texans did. And this ain't Texans talking Texans or talking NFL, it's talking Cowboy football. But when they hired D'Amico and got Bobby Slowick as offensive coordinator and drafted Stroud, I was like, oh man, that's a nice start.
Well, see, Scott, this is the funny part. Would you rather preview the Giants, talk about what happened with the
You
Eagles, or talk about the Texans?
You right.
What the fuck you want to do? What you want to do?
What unbelievable performance, man.
Hey, yo, Scott, we'll talk about tennis in here before I get too crazy and talk about DeVito and the boys. You know what I'm talking about? Thanks y'all for being here.
Well, come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
Yeah. We are here with day 2 of Nothing Happened Over the Weekend. Sky, this is a terrible week to try to move on from the Eagles game because boy, you'll be moving on into the Giants. And I was thinking about giving us the day off, bro, because I don't know what the hell we gonna say about them characters. I ain't had too much to preview in the first game that we played versus Giants, and now they down to DeVito and the characters. They under Tyrod now. I really don't know what to say about them boys now. So it's a terrible time to try to move on to something different. Will still, you know. But
yeah, I would have rather be in the gauntlet stage right now, where you played, you know, what is it? Buffalo. Now you gotta go play Miami, right?
Back to back, right? So we got 3, and I'm air quoting easy games because we lost to the Cardinals.
I don't like to use that no more
because we lost to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
But we got Giants, Panthers, and Washington football, which is back to back.
Favorable games. Vegas should favor us in those games.
Well,
Washington though, we could definitely. You know what I'm saying?
Wizards is tough. But it's at home. We're gonna beat each other. But the next 5 is Seattle, Philly, Bills, Dolphins, Lions. Now, Mike McCarthy said something interesting, and we could just smooth right into this guy. You know,
hey, buddy.
And this is just a mixtape.
VOCHLONBARDI. Sounds good.
You're good. My son just called me.
Okay, cool. Make sure everything cool, Scott. Go ahead.
No, we straight.
All right, cool. Mike McCarthy talked about that too, man. He was talking about when to go on these runs, like when when do you want to blow teams out? When do you want to run into the tough guys, right? To the tough teams, and that made me feel that, Scott. Like I'm grateful that we got tough games at the end of the season because we need to figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? If I give credit to the Eagles, basically, and I feel like we better than them. But one thing that they got is they got the mettle of a championship team, and they know how to win tough games, and they know how to go all the way to the end, and they know how to limit as many mistakes as possible, and they just know how to do it, right? A lot of teams get by because they just know how to do it. Kansas City offense has had spurts throughout this year, last year, year before, whatever. Kansas City offense have had spurts of them looking absolutely crazy. But when you got championship medal and you just been through these doggish games, it's something about that just gets you through this stuff, right? There's something about it to where it's something clicks in Terence Steele's mind, right? To where this is just not another rep. Terence Steele now goes, once he's been through some shit, right? Terence Steele will now go, shit's on the line. Let me really be perfect with my technique and not just treat this like any other play. It's a focus thing. It could be just a buckle down thing. This all just random brainstorming from you, Scott. But I think that is something to being a part of tough games. And the Cowboys got five of them in a row. I think they're winnable games also. I like us versus those teams, but they're the better teams in the league. And if we're going to do anything in the playoffs, diddly squad in the playoffs, we need to figure out what to do with those guys.
Well put, man. Ain't much else I could say there. We talked about that when the schedule came out, that it's a tough schedule, but I'd rather it be this way because we went through it the other way a couple seasons ago where the schedule at the end wasn't tough, and our last kind of big test was the Cardinals, and we failed it, and we didn't really get a chance to go in the playoffs, facing these tough teams. And what happened? You got in there and it was one and done. So go through that gauntlet later, and that's a later thing. Go through the gauntlet later, and you'll know coming out of that stretch what it is.
That's Will Skywalker still, ladies and gentlemen. That's my host always. You know what I'm saying? Not just for this evening, but all the time. Appreciate you, sir.
My man.
For being here. Got some stuff, man. Got some clips from coaches. Some from Mike McCarthy. Some from Dan Quinn. Really want to hear what he got to say. Some from Schottenheimer. Got some things from them. Just touching on different topics. Mostly the game that we just played. A lot of them talked about your offensive line. Today's Tuesday, so I got a little bit of film for y'all. It's not Micah Parsons film. Sorry, y'all came in here and read the title and shit.
It's false.
You know what I'm saying? We'll be talking about offensive line today. But it's cool. If y'all wanted to come to see Micah, hey, come on in anyway. We'll talk about Micah for 2 seconds to make it not clickbaity. I feel like Tyron Smith had one of the greatest performances from any individual offensive lineman on this squad all year. He was incredible.
Years.
That's fair, Sky. That's fair. That's fair. And we've seen some games from some like since the Travis, Tyron, Zach era. Like we still got Zach and Tyron, but in the Travis, Zach, Tyron era, when all them dudes was in their prime, there's this long stretch where like people on TV was like Dallas and that offensive line, but we over here like, dog, we terrible. Joe Looney over here, Cam Irvin and Fleming over here, Tyron Hurt, Connor Williams, Connor whatever, Connor, you know what I'm saying? Like there's been times where this offensive line hadn't been great. So to your point, Scott, fair. It's been some years since we had this level of offensive line play. I was in the patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, and I'm watching Tyron Smith, and I'm watching him get through it. We're not gonna run it now, Scott. We're gonna watch later. It's just this just teasing right now. But I was going through what Tyron was doing, and I was wondering, man, why he playing this good right now? And these is dudes, because he was just weird looking versus Tuli Pelotu, Sky. He was just weird looking versus him, but he's whooping up on Reddick and Sweat and all these guys. I wonder, is resting Tyron the key to his, Don't it
feel that way?
It feels that way, Scott. Because look, Mike McCarthy always talked about, hey man, we got a padded practice, and what we start doing, finding a tree to knock on. We started doing, we start doing that when we hear about padded practice, Scott. And when he say, oh, Tyron made it through a padded practice, you would wonder, man, this Tyron is a Hall of Famer, bro. He don't need to block Micah Parsons to be able to prep for Josh Sweat. And look, Josh Sweat is a dude, but Tyron's one too. I wonder, because Mike McCarthy strikes me as a character that, and this is a long tease for some shit we get into later. Mike McCarthy strikes me as a character that sees something and learn from it. I wonder, will we create this new veteran program like the Sean Lee veteran program for Tyron Smith? Hey man, you just sit down and be questionable all week. You do the whiteboard stuff. We're gonna watch some film with you. You'll do your walkthroughs, find you the most comfortable bed we could possibly find for you, but you ain't got to put your helmet on. You ain't got to thump at practice. You ain't got to do nothing like that. Just rest, do chords and calisthenics, and just show up on Sunday and see if it works. Maybe Mike McCarthy didn't have faith that Tyron Smith could just show up on Sunday and do it. But boy, Hall of Famer Tyron Smith, boy. And we'll talk about it later. I know I gave it a hell of a lead up, Scott, but I got excited when I watched film on Tyron Smith, and then I heard our coaches talk about it. We'll be doing that later. But right now,
let me give you credit, though, before you move on.
Please.
I think you brought this up either last year or 2 years ago when we was just playing around. And this isn't to say this is exactly what's happening, but maybe along those lines. You was like, hey, what about just playing Tyron against the big matchups, right?
Load management.
Load management with Tyron Smith. But you was kind of just playing around. But, okay, you're not going to do that. You're not going to sit him for games like the Panthers or whatever. You're going to play all these games. They're important, and you know anybody can beat anybody. But yeah. I'm all about load management during the week. I wouldn't practice him not one iota. For what?
For what?
For what?
For what? You know, I watched 3 characters beat the hell out of Terence Steele, and Terence Steele got a whole week of practice. Terence Steele, hey, Scott, we don't have backup right tackles. Terence Steele didn't miss a rep at practice. And I saw Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham. I saw them boys put hands all over him. Tyron Smith off the couch didn't give up a thing to him. And he helped me give one of my favorite film sessions, Scott, because if you're just a regular player that's just out there just beating the shit out of people, like Tyler Smith, I could be like, oh, Tyler rolled up and just beat the hell out of XYZ, right? And that'll be it, right? Tyron has so much nuance to his game, Scott. I had to put together just some film reaction from my Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. And I feel like I was in such a moment, I was in such a groove watching the Patreon, I would be doing a disservice to the film breakdown by trying to re-say it live on here. So I cut up some of me reacting to the film and breaking down some of the technical points of Tyron Smith kicking ass. But this is the longest teaser, Scott. Normally teaser 15 seconds, dog. I got a little crazy, but we'll definitely tap back into that later. Mike McCarthy had this to say: I'm going to run the question also. But sometimes they be having some wordy ass questions. We're gonna run the question first, and then we're going to let
Does he
Mike
say
McCarthy.
just like anything, Bill? Just like anything. We
Oh,
just
Sky, I thought of you.
Dallas Morning News. Understanding there are some things you want to clean up out of that game, but when you look back on it, was it just a case of two teams making a lot of big plays and big moments and they just won, or is there, you look at it a little differently?
Definitely. I mean, I think like anything, you always come out of the game and you look at the details and things.
Boy, it is not like anything, boy. It is like the thing he asked you for.
That's his way of kind of thinking, giving himself some time to think.
Dog, it's okay to just say nothing. Put your eye in the sky.
Instead of saying he says just like anything.
Instead of saying we're like, well, I don't know. It's not like anything. I forgot the goddamn question. He was talking about the Eagles.
When you look back on it, was it just a case of two teams making a lot of big plays and big moments and they just won, or is there, you look at it a little differently?
Definitely. I mean, I think like anything, you always come out of the game and you look at the details and the things you can do better. But I would think if I was home watching the game on TV, I would think that was viewed as a very competitive, enjoyable football game to watch. I mean, there's a lot of up and down, a lot of twists and turns. I thought the advancement of the football team to navigate the different challenges is definitely something we could draw from moving forward. I've always enjoyed tight ball games in the regular season because I think it best prepares you for your football team for what you want to accomplish in the future. So, I think it was a game that we felt like we were productive enough. And
now, see, Scott, that was something that we were just talking about, right? And it just happened to go into this clip. Then fine. I'm glad that we got tough games coming up, and and just preface just in case y'all don't know what time Voch on. I feel like you could beat the Seahawks, Lions, Dolphins, Bills, and the Eagles. I feel like you can whoop all them if you line up against them, right? But it's these type of games that beating the Giants twice not gonna teach you. It's certain lessons that beating the Giants twice not gonna teach you, or just beating up on whoever, Bryce Young and the boys. That is just not gonna teach you, right? You're gonna go into Philly and know what it's like to deal with like two top receivers or whatever. You're gonna go to Seattle and be like, all right, this is three top receivers. Let's see what this is like. You know what I mean? Let's see what you know what I mean. And then you're gonna get into these close games. Then you're gonna learn, okay, well, when the shit is on the line, what is my favorite 1 yard play? What guaranteed works versus a good team when I need 2 yards? This is the time to make mistakes versus good teams, Scott. If you're gonna make a mistake versus a good team and learn something from it, now's the time to do it. You can't learn lessons in January and February. You cannot learn lessons in January and February. You can't do it, right? So if you can come into these games for this stretch after these next 3 Vegas favorite games or whatever, after these, it's going to get thick. But I love the idea that we're just going to be in tough-ass games from – it starts in December when we go back to okay, it's cool. Seattle, November 30th. We got nothing but tough-ass games from November 30th till it's time to stop playing. I like that. As opposed to, I don't want nobody to just fall asleep. I don't want nobody to just get comfortable. I don't want that feeling, Sky, where we beat the shit out the Jets and we go into the Cardinals and we just go, shit, man. You know what I mean? Just the Cardinals. I don't want that feeling no more. I want a sense of urgency from November 30th till we done playing football. And I think that's going to help us, Scott.
Well, we need that sense of urgency now, but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, we're gonna go out there and beat the shot at DeVito, I hope. And beat the shot at DeVito. But since you can't lose no more games. You can't lose no more games. And you should take advantage of the fact that you got 5 tough teams to play. The Eagles got 5 tough teams to play. And if they go out there and do some weird stuff and they win-loss column, you can make up some ground in this first place bye week type thing. And assuming that you take care of business versus them at home, then that is what it is. That is what it is. East Coast Metal says Hurts outplayed Dak. All right, let's get back to the clip then. Here we go.
Was in position to win, and we didn't get it done.
Okay, I got to let Mike McCarthy finish the clip. My fault, y'all. But yeah, that was Mike McCarthy's thoughts on having tough ass games in the middle of the season leading up to the playoffs there.
You must be in there arguing with people because we're not even talking about Hurts and Dak.
Hey, man, they got to do what they got to do to make themselves feel better about it. They asked Mike McCarthy about the run game. Sky, I would love your thoughts and your opinions on this. I got a feeling of what you might say, but I would love to hear what you got to say about Mike McCarthy's thoughts on the run game.
Well, I think just like any healthy run game, you can.
Now it's just like any healthy run games. It's just like anything.
It's like anything. You gotta have the number.
Just like any passing offense, you gotta,
I think just like any healthy run game, you start with the attempts and then break it down. So I think if we get the attempts up, we'll probably be where we want to be.
Sky, I got a feel of how you feel about this, but how you feel about this?
I'm not gonna go in this super detailed like I did this morning, but he's lying.
Okay.
Like a running game doesn't start with the number of attempts. You know, it should be about the quality of your attempts.
Start with blocking.
Yeah, about blocking. Talking about.
That's where it starts.
You just basically admitted we're so unserious about the run game. We just want to hit a number. And last year he told us that number was 30. We ain't touching that number over the last month or so of the season. So you ain't got to lie to me, Craig.
Yeah.
You ain't got to lie to me. I know what we are as a team in regards to what our best thing is on offense. You know? So I would say substitute the damn quantity for the quality. If we only going to run the ball 16 to 22 times with the running backs, make sure they 16 to 22 quality reps, whether it be blocking it up or the way you're calling it. So I don't agree it starts with a number.
And then it's funny because
all participants are muted and they can unmute themselves.
It's funny because 25% of your runs be Dak running and you ain't even call them. You know what I'm saying? So like, dog, it's like, Mike, you ain't got a lot of, because one, if you wanted to run more, play caller, you'll run more. Dude, they call slave.
And I bet you those numbers, I mean, I know you can check in and out at the line of scrimmage, but I bet you we check more in a run than we do out of it. Because teams, you'll give us a light box, and you can just see it, right? Teams will only put 6 in the box. Time to run. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but yeah.
You think we can make a serious playoff run without a run game?
No, I think you're going to need to have some type of efficiency at some point. You know? I mean, maybe one game you don't. I mean, against the Bucks, we weren't really a run team per se, but we were really efficient in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, you're going to have to be efficient. You can't just be banking on Dak being the best third down quarterback in football all the time on third and longs because we're run, pass. Not saying we were run, pass all game, but, we started off the game that way. But, you got to find a rhythm. And I don't know how true it will be, but they noticed something in that game, and we noticed it watching it too with the whole, zone and whatnot. Let's see if they can capitalize off of that.
Some things that the Eagles did really well was beat the shot out of Terence Steele. And, just like any right tackle, you have to, was beat the shit out of Terence Steele. And, boy, they asked a whole bunch of people about Terence Steele. Boy, they asked Fossil about Terence Steele. They were just curious about how everybody felt. They asked Fossil. Charlotte Jones, boy, she got asked about Terence Steele. But here's what Mike McCarthy said in particular about Terence Steele.
I think like anything, anytime a player
he can't help himself, Scott. He can't help himself.
I heard he's been doing this since Green Bay, so figure he's been, head coach for like 17 years or whatever it's been. So it's just entrenched in his head at this point. Just like anything. Just like anything is entrenched in his head.
Just like anything is there we go.
Major joint injury. It's the first year back is all a very it's a challenge. There's no doubt, and I don't really want to get into specifics, but there's things that he has to continue to work on because of the injury, the surgery and things like that, and he's working through it. Now he won't make any excuses, but that's part of coming back that first year. I mean, because there's the first for everything. So, but yes, I mean it wasn't his best game. We've looked at it. He's looked at it, and he'll definitely learn from it. But yeah, he's definitely still fighting back a little bit from the injury.
Scott, you remember we do this all year, and we just hear little notes and ticks and things about how Solari prefers his offensive linemen and pass pro in particular to be a little more aggressive, to be a little more blow delivery guy, right? To be a little more
bring the edge. Ain't that what he said?
Yeah, to be a little more powerful at point of attack. Scott, what if Terence Steele's woes this year lie in that? Okay. And I really thought about this, just being, resident O-line guy. I was in the sauna or some shit, and I was mad because the dude in the sauna was doing too much or whatever. But he was doing jumping jacks in the sun. It's hot enough in there. But I was thinking about it, Sky. And I was like, you know what? The difference between Terence Steele and the other characters on the offensive line is the other dudes got like a lot of natural strength, right? They're naturally strong dudes. Then they got stronger. Terence Steele wasn't naturally strong, but he did get stronger. So I wonder, in this Solari thing where you want to be more aggressive, Tyron Smith ain't got no problem punching the shit out of somebody. Or Tyler Smith, biggest we can debate. Zach Martin ain't got no problem punching these shit out nobody. Biggest can get a lot of help because he plays center, right? But Terence Steele is out there on the island by himself, and he's not inherently power guy. Do you think with this new, let's punch them, let's be strong, let's deliver blow first, do you think as an offensive lineman, Terence Steele as a right tackle, maybe he doesn't have the same confidence in his power as the other guys have, and he tends to lean a little bit more? Offensive linemen, when they don't have the most confidence in their power, they lose a lot of balance. Because Tyron can be strong doing this. Tyler Smith can be strong doing this. Terrence got to put more body into his because he's not as powerful as those guys, right? So I'm just assuming maybe if he's not confident in his power, maybe it's making him miss because he's leaning more than the other guys are. Because if you watch Terrence's feet, his feet aren't terrible. He can still move around a little bit. So I can't fully blame this on the ACL fully because he's moving fine. I think he doesn't have confidence in his power, and maybe that's why he's leaning and missing, and all the guys on the Eagles are beating him with the same damn move inside and outside.
Yeah,
and I could be wrong. I could be dead ass wrong, but something but the 7 potential sacks is crazy, and I'm trying to think of something.
Look, I understand he's not power guy,
sure,
but I was trying to think back, not just in that game. I didn't see it much in that game, but just over the year, because it wasn't just that game he struggled.
Yeah,
maybe Niners, but I just don't recall many times where it was power. He's just getting bull rushed to the back into Dak's lap. Aside from that Jets game, remember that Jets game?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So when I think of he got a power issue, I'm thinking of guys getting his chest and just walking him back, right?
Sure.
Obviously power's not his strength, so maybe him understanding power's not my strength. I'm trying to overcompensate for it now by leaning. Sure. By maybe doing something else. But as you were speaking, I'm like, when's the last? And I thought about that Jets game where he just got walked back. Was it 91 or whoever it was? But other than that, it seems like again he's just is he overcompensating for the lack of power? So he's shooting with his hands too fast, or he's just technique wise. I'm not sure. That's something you'd be able to tell me.
Sure. And if I need to go back and watch it and only watch him, sometimes when you watch units, it's hard to focus on one player. When you watch a whole offense, it's hard to focus on one unit. I can't focus on too much at one time when I'm watching film or whatever. But maybe I should just watch nothing but Terence Steele one time. But if I had to make it could be a confidence thing. It could be because it was all hands for real. Like when he was getting smoked, it was hand placement. It was him missing, and a lot of that starts with your base and your balance. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe that's a project that we go back into the Patreon to watch this weekend or something like that. But somebody asked Brian Schottenheimer. They was like, Brian, what's stopping you from just helping Terence Steele out every single play? You can't help Terence. First of all, Voch answered this. You can't help Terence Steele every single play. But Schottenheimer had an interesting answer. He had this to say.
Well, first of all, I think, Terence knows he can play better, and I think he will play better. If you watch
and I do think that part is fair, Sky. I don't think just we going to get Terrence Green, Chad Steele all year. I don't think that's going to be the case. Yeah. I do think that this is fixable. But he just happened to have a shitty game versus the Eagles.
He had some really great sets. And again, that front four, Reddick's an elite rusher, Brandon Graham, elite rusher. But, you watch Terence, there's some beautiful sets on there. Like, it's not that he needs help. Again, you mix those in, you do send help. We help both sides. You'll see it. We get some double edge helps just when you play a defense like that. Because one of the things about doing that is you frustrate them. The edge players want to play on open edges. They want to be able to get off on the ball, especially in a loud environment like last night where, fans are going crazy and they're trying to key the snap. But so number one, total confidence in Terence. The answer to your question is how many guys you want to get out. So if they're playing a lot of zone defense and you're only getting, 3 guys out if you're chipping, or 2 guys out if you're chipping both sides, you now are a little bit outmanned versus certain coverages. So
now, see, Scott, that was the Kellen Moore problem. I'm glad Schottenheimer said this. Scott and chat, how many times did we see two offensive linemen in the backfield and we run 3 receivers into 9 DBs or 3 receivers into 7 DBs, right? Like, your numbers are thrown off. Your numbers are thrown off when you do that.
Yeah,
so
huge problem for me last year.
Huge problem. So what Schottenheimer's saying is sometimes, let's just say like in an empty set, right? Sometimes having that empty set can be more beneficial to a beating pass rush than having a dude help you block. Because if it's 5 guys versus whatever the coverage, like if the numbers are 3 receivers to this side versus 2 corners and a high safety, there's space somewhere. So maybe it's more beneficial for us to have that, because instead of blocking an extra dude, we could just get the ball out quick to a guy. So I'm glad Schottenheimer said that.
Based on what the defense wants to do and what we game plan, we've always got the ability to help. But again, we have 0 doubts in Terence. It's just, again, keep working on his fundamentals, keep working on his punch. Those guys give lots of guys fits. And again, he'll bounce back this week, have a hell of a week, and be ready to roll on Sunday.
I do think Terence will be fine, but if Terence do this, like, man, who we got? Like Brian Burns coming up, right, Scott? If Brian Burns and Ojulari give him problems over the next 2 weeks, we're gonna have a conversation about Terence Steele. But we'll see. We'll be all right. We'll be fine. We'll see right now. But let's get into it though. Let's see. On that note, let me skip around some of this stuff. Let's go ahead and get into this Tyron conversation. And if we got to go back to get some other stuff, then we'll do it. Here's Mike McCarthy talking about Tyron Smith, your best offensive lineman from last week's game. He was better than Tyler. And look, I know Tyler got the big fanfare because he was, beating up on Jalen Carter or whatever. But Tyron Smith was really the stud of the week. Here's Mike McCarthy talking about Tyron Smith.
That's Tyron Smith I remember. I mean, that's the best game I've seen Tyron play since I've been here in my time here in Dallas. So
it's fact.
I thought our left side as a whole was the best game that they played. So both Tyron and Tyler graded out very well.
And that's why you're patient with him through the injuries and stuff like that, because you know when he's there.
Absolutely. And I think just, we're looking at our plan moving forward. So just to make sure he's ready, get what he needs to get.
Hey, man, if he need a hyperbolic time chamber, if he need prosthetic limbs, if he needs Stormbringer, like whatever he need, get him what he need, dog. I think this last clip was Mike McCarthy saying, hey, bro, whatever it take to get that dude every Sunday, I'll do it.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
That's what it sounds like, Scott. And I think that process is going to be Tyron questionable all week, walk through Saturday, game time Sunday. Especially now, and Scott, Cowboys had this dumb shit that we do every year where we play 3 games in 10 days. Tyron Smith definitely need to be sitting his ass down rehabbing through that. Yeah. So, hey, some guys get veteran days. Tyron Smith is going to get a veteran week. Then here's Brian Schottenheimer talking about Tyron Smith, and Voch is going to give you my reactions to my Patreon film.
Played unbelievable. I thought really the whole left side of the line played awesome. It's really, for any O-line, D-lineman experts in here, like it's a really cool video to go watch, the end zone copy, to watch those guys battle, just across the board, our 5 versus their 5 or their 4. I thought Tyron looked very comfortable yesterday. He looked very comfortable. He was really square with his sets. His punches were great. I mean, anytime it's a quiet day that you don't, even notice, he's played his ass off, which he certainly did. The cool thing talking to Tyron is, how excited he is to be working next to a Tyler Smith.
I think that's massive, Scott. I think that's huge. And that's something that we kind of talk about, but I'm glad to hear Tyron or somebody confirm Tyron saying that.
The Tyron is, how excited he is to be working next to a Tyler Smith.
Because that dude has played next to some garbage for a long time, Tyron Smith. Yeah. And, either garbage or serviceable player. I'll give Connors that. They were serviceable players. Tyler Smith is a dude. And that's different than a serviceable player, or average player. Tyler Smith is a dude. So a lot of them combos, a lot of their movement stuff, a lot of that, double teams and all that. Hey, you're going to be blocking down. I'm going to pull outside of you. Communication and things like that, because Tyler is a smart football player. We know that. That's massive for Tyron Smith. And we've been, we'll say it, hey, boy, I bet Tyron Smith happy as hell to play with Tyler than Conor McGovern or something like that. But to hear Schottenheimer confirm that Tyron said that's big facts. We got 30 more seconds.
Because, again, those two guys together are obviously a very formidable duo. And
Studs.
So, he was excited about that. But you think about it, they haven't played a whole lot together. So we're thrilled to be able to, keep building on that moving into this week and beyond as we're getting ready to go into the stretch and just watch those two guys play together because, again, they work really, really well together, both in the pass and the run game.
And we going to need them. Chat, every time we get the film weekly after a Cowboy game, I go live on patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. And I was watching Tyron Smith just live. I was giving live reactions to Tyron Smith. And I kind of found this zone I was in. I kind of found this groove to where when Tyron would do a block, I would get in my analyst bag and really break down the details of what I saw. Patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, by the way, where we watch the film in the whole. And I really got in my groove breaking down film. And what I would normally do is take those plays that I broke down and try to re-say it. But I'm not in the groove, and I don't want to leave out none of my analysis that I gave y'all on the spot. So what I did was I went back to my Patreon video, and I broke up about 5 or 6 plays. If y'all want to see me break down 40 plays, then go watch. But I just wanted to show y'all how I reacted. A raw reaction to me. Will Steele was there. A raw reaction to me breaking down Tyron Smith's game from the Philadelphia Eagles last week. And after this, we're going to get into the phones a little bit. Go ahead, Scott.
Here we go.
Like, this is really more of a collarbone. It's really high chest plate that he's aiming for. Let's see. Like, he's like, here we go. Tyron's aiming right over the 9, right? See that 9 on his jersey right here? Tyron's aiming high. Now, typically where they tell you to try to get your hands, look at where Tyler Smith got his hands at, right? His hands are more like on the 9. Tyron shooting at the neck. He's shooting at the neck. He's trying to get his hands all up in this right here. All up in this little clavicle, you know what I'm saying? Scientific Voch, by the way. All in this little collarbone protection area right here. Tyron trying to reach out quickly and grab that, and it throws you off your shit. Fop, because you forget to breathe for real. Fop. But chat, take a look at Tyron and how he feints the punch upward. Now, remember. Early in the film session, all we've been looking at is Tyron Smith attacking the neck, going up to the high shoulder and attacking the neck, right? We've been showing you that, right? Boom. Tyron's going to feint the high, okay? Josh gets his hands up, and Tyron's gonna sneak his hands under. Tyron's gonna sneak his hands under and pick his little ass up. Oh, no. Oh, man, just Tyron Smith, dog. Just baiting it. Oh, God. Damn, cut this music off. Cut this shit off. Chat, I know y'all don't like the nerd out on offensive line like I do for real, chat. I know y'all don't, bro. Tyron's going crazy with his hands right now. I had to cut the mute. Chat, like, I know y'all don't real like y'all don't like to watch O-line for real. Y'all just like to hear me talk about. I mean, that's cool, man, but just that little sequence right there. Hey, what's so surgical about Tyron right here, right? Tyron, this block, like he's shown 10 different techniques today, right? This time Tyron is being a lot more powerful with the inside hand, right? Earlier in the go, Tyron's been he's been punching with his left hand, striking with his left hand, right? Powerful left hand strikes, right? This time he's gonna punch from the inside with his right hand, but it's almost like he's blindsiding Josh right now. And he's distracting him with the left hand. This left hand has been beating the shit out of him and choking him this whole night. He's distracting with the left hand so he can punch with the right. Just a distraction, right? Watch this. Lead upfield. I'm going to show you my left. Hand goes up. I'm going to let you defeat it this time. And chat, y'all notice Tyron never leaves his hand out that long. Tyron normally puts his hand out and brings it right back. He puts it out and brings it right back. This time, Tyron leaves that hand out just a little longer. Why? Because when he leaves it out, you have to defeat it. When you defeat it, chat, what's left wide open right now? The left side of Josh Sweat's ribs are wide open. Josh's left hip and his left ribs are wide open. So while Josh is attacking Tyron's strike hand, or what's normally been his strike hand, look at Tyron's right hand right now. His right hand is the new strike hand now. Look at his right hand. Yo, Tyron Smith going a little crazy right now. Somebody. So Tony out there delivering a little bit of a chip, and that's okay. But Tyron don't need your help. Tyron ain't need that shit, man. Tyron good, man. Tyron good, bro. Tyron Smith. Oh, come on. Oh, no.
You don't find that suspicious?
Oh, no. Come on, Tyron Smith, man. Y'all like O-line for real. Tyron again. Faint. Fuck your hand. Yo, dog, you really not gonna defeat my outside hand, bro. You really not gonna defeat my outside hand, bro. Like, yo, this swipe means nothing here. Hey, Josh, here's my hand to swipe. Psych. give me that. So, Scott, I just had like way too much fun on Patreon.
He was going ham.
Scott, I was just having too much fun, man. Because you know, I didn't even see a lot of this stuff. You know, I watched the game, right? But watching film is different.
Wait,
right? So it's almost like I watched a whole new play, right? Just focusing on Tyron Smith and what he was doing. And one thing that I wanted to make sure that my audience knew on Patreon is Tyron isn't just beating you one way. He's not just beating you one way. Tyron got switch ups. I'm not a baseball guy, but I've been hearing a lot of people talk Rangers and shit because, you know, my whole feed is Dallas stuff. But he'll hand up on you, hands inside on you, right? He'll high hand, low hand. He'll opposite high hand, low hand. He'll fake, boom, pull you down. He'll mix it up so much, right? To where I don't think Terence Steele got that kind of mix up in him, you know, first of all, to where if you're struggling physically, you pull off some nuance and some technique to get you through the fight. You know what I'm saying? Tyron Smith physically is not who he once was, but this was all technique, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once upon a time, Tyron moved better than everybody. Tyron was stronger than everybody. But what I just showed you was just Tyron, psych, pop, boom. You know what I'm saying? And just beating you with tact and old dude stuff. And I thought that was fun. If y'all want to see the full Patreon film session, go to patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. But Tyron Smith played a hell of a game, and he showed me that hey, let's just keep him healthy throughout the week. And as long as he got technique, he could beat some of the best dudes in the league, man. Stop making that dude practice.
I agree with what Coach said, man. I'm trying to think, but that has to be the best game he's played since Coach has been here. Mm-hmm. Because in 2020, he didn't play, right? He got hurt very early, out for 14 games. 21, he was looking really good, then hurt his calf, and he never was quite the same. He hurt everything really that year, and he never was quite the same, but he was solid, but he was really bad in the playoff game. 2022, we know what happened there. He didn't even get a chance to play, and then when he came out to play, he had to play right tackle, and it wasn't a great outing.
Yeah.
2023, that game, and he's been good when he's played. That's never been an issue. The issue isn't about Tyron playing. The issue is about how many times is Tyron going to play, because he's always hurt. He hurt right now. He just not hurt enough to miss, right? Yeah. So we just need Tyron to be healthy when we need him the most. I expect another 2 games possibly he'll miss, but let's get that stretch at the end of the season, him playing well going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
How is Chip Aces? How is Tyron healthy, my guy? He missed 3 games already and woke up with a neck problem. If that's considered health, I don't want that.
Hey, look, Sky. We always say
He gonna
Tyron
tell himself he healthy, damn it, because I said it.
Hey, Sky. Tyron never get he never get hurt during the game. It's always getting off the couch or getting out the bed or getting off the plane or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's always small knickknacks with him. Tyron wears a knee brace on his elbows, dog. He been hurting for years. He just playing. Oh man, whatever. Let's get into the phones, man.
I got 2.
All right.
Okay, yeah, you got me.
Hey, it's cool.
You got me.
Hey, Scott, we ain't doing nothing else. Scott. I just want the people to know.
Whoa.
Yeah. Off the rip. We ain't doing nothing else. Here we go. MJ, what up,
guys?
Okay, just say hello when you want to. What's up? What's good with you, MJ?
Man, just watched that game the other night. What up, my boy Steele, the man of Steel.
Will Steele? Skywalker Steele?
Will. I couldn't get up, Will. Been working too much.
Yeah.
Your arm was too early.
I know, brother. It's all good. Appreciate you, though, Mar.
Mar be out drinking, boy.
No, I don't drink, bro.
Mar don't drink, remember?
Marvin got a lot of me. But go ahead, though, Mar. What you got?
Hey, man. We got three points.
Okay.
4 points, really.
All right.
First, McCarthy, he just got to start running sweeps with number 20, man.
Sure.
Left, right, to get 78 back, get his confidence back. And Hunter and number 23, run them up the middle.
Middle.
And some screens. Take 13 out of the game, replace him with 18.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't put him back in.
Yeah.
Because when he dropped that pass, I told all my friends,
You good, bro?
And I just hit unmute on the phone. All right, cool. Yo, man. Marv been talking the whole time, man. Shit, boy. It's like nothing even. Hey, we've been talking, right, Marv?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you guys.
I mean, nothing happened, Marv. We've been talking this whole time. Go ahead.
Well, all I gotta say, man, we gotta make sure them safeties, man. You gotta start playing number 30.
Okay.
Gotta start playing them, man.
The conference has been locked.
Wanye,
boy.
Wanye for sure. Yeah.
Wanye, and then number 1, the number 1, he ain't been playing that good. Him.
Yeah. JK.
6 or number 2. Them 3 and 28 sometimes. But watch 28.
This bench the whole damn secondary.
Everybody sitting around me. I gotta sit down. But Mark, who gonna play though? Who gonna play? Wanye can't play corner.
I know, but the safety play got to be better.
Okay.
The safety play has to be better, man.
Okay, Mark.
You get the safety play better, and they stop favoritism. They got to stop favoritism, or we're gonna lose.
Yeah,
but the quarterback is on point. He's back to where he used to be because he's running, he's improvising.
Yeah.
So that's the key, but you got to get that number 13 out of the game, man.
Yeah.
Every time he come in the game, I know he's going to do something stupid.
So, listen, Mark, let me say.
Brick hands.
Look, please, Sammy. So what wide receiver you gonna put in the game when you take 13 out?
We're going to keep my boy.
Still messing up?
Tober is here now. Tober is here to stay. Number 9.
Yeah.
Number 3. Number 3 be wide open. He winning by 4 yards. I'm going to tell you something. 4 steps, they got to figure a way to get that boy stuck. Oh, no, I'd rather them throw deep bombs to him.
To who?
Instead of 88.
To who?
Number 3.
Number 3, yeah. 88 will be a good deep ball guy too, though.
Yeah, I know, but number 3 is faster. Because when he threw that ball to 88 on that one play, he would have been all the way. If that had been number 3, Cook.
Yeah.
He would have got that. He's faster, man. You gotta start using him on deep throws. Stop.
Yeah.
Cause he opened the field up for 88.
Yeah.
Now they gotta start. Cause now it's a setup. Now you gotta start using that boy, man. He's too talented not to be getting just one catch.
Yeah.
And you gotta use number 9. We got fast receivers, and we're not using the right way. That's all what I say about.
What's he, Marv? What you think about Mike McCarthy saving all his best plays for the end of the season?
Well, right now he need to come out with the fireworks, and then you can set people up because they're gonna watch that play on film, and you could trick them. They're gonna think they're gonna do that play. You know what I'm saying? You can send everybody deep. And then you could do a screen. You could do a draw with number 9 or a screen with number 20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You use them 2 for screens.
Yeah.
Or draws.
Let me ask you this,
now
Mark.
you can set them up.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Mark. What about number 46? What about him?
46.
Yeah, 46. You know him.
46.
It is a 46.
No,
At running back. At running back. The new running back, 46.
No. We don't use 40. We're going to use a boy 40, the pound, and use number 23 in the middle. You got to start using them plays.
Marv, then
McCarthy got to start. You got to stop being stupid and stop running 20 up the middle, man. Start running 23 and 40. That way you can save them. Keep number 20. You keep number 20 fresh.
Draws.
He just got to clean up a few stuff. And please help your boy. You need to call in and help number 78.
I'm not calling nobody.
Because if he could block, I'm telling you something. If he could have blocked in that game, Dak Prescott would have scored 40 points on Philly, man.
Yeah.
And Philly fans know that too.
Yeah, they do.
Philly people are happy.
These guys still talking.
They found a weak link on the offensive line, 78, and I was watching the tape too.
Okay, Scott. Yeah.
Your boy, he switched sides.
Right.
He switched the side, and 77 body slammed him, killing him over there. He said, "Okay, I can't do nothing over here. Let's switch side."
Right.
And then he went up to the other side, and he started killing.
Yep.
Thank God for Dak legs. He probably gave up 9 sacks. 78, man.
Yeah.
78 is the weak link on our line now, y'all.
I think he talked so much it might have messed up YouTube.
When people get money with the Cowboys, they start playing
Are we still
sorry.
alive?
Yeah, we like.
Now, still, you see why I'm with Cowboy now.
Yeah.
I don't want to play them still.
Yeah,
because when I pay them, they go down to an F.
That's what they do, Mar. Yep. All right, Mar. We're gonna go ahead and move on, man. Appreciate you, Doc.
All right, man. I'm gonna try to hit your show in the morning still if I wake up.
Say less.
Say less. Say less is crazy. Say less is crazy.
Double entendre right there.
Say less. I do agree though, Scott. If that's crazy, agree, but if Dak does this 10 more times, then we on to something though. I feel like we have a chance versus any team if Dak keep doing this. It just feels like he's getting in his rhythm. He's getting his rhythm. And that's a good thing.
There's so many things there to talk about, but this is what I say all the time. When you give us 15 different topics, I'm not addressing any of them, but great call, Marv. You give me 1 or 2, I'll talk. I'm not about to go through 17 different things Marv just said right there, but great call.
Dak in his groove. Dak in his groove. Did you want to touch on that?
Nah, that's easy. He in his groove.
All right, we got we got LA on the phone. Let's see what we talking about. What's up, LA?
What's good, bro?
Everything. What you got for us today?
Man, I'm glad y'all alive and pumping and kicking and still victorious living, man. I appreciate it.
Shit, me too. Appreciate it.
Salute.
Yeah, man. So I ain't got much for the show today, man. I was real excited about seeing 77 use his E-Honda hands from Super Nintendo, using the L and the R.
Yeah.
It made me feel good, man. Made me feel good moving forward for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Somehow we can keep on giving him whatever oil or whatever ointment that they put on, whatever the fuck he got.
Yeah.
That was a good deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree,
Good
man.
deal, man.
Yeah, man, I agree, man. Whenever he rested, I mean, if the key is resting him and he just roll out the bed Sunday, I'm with it. Because I ain't never seen him get hurt on the field. It's always at practice or at the house. So if that's the case,
yeah, man, he a mad daddy. He the mad daddy. Like when you wake your dad. Well, back in so I was born in the 80s.
okay.
You never woke your daddy up because then somebody was gonna get beat. So that's how I feel like 77 is. Let's just go ahead and let him sleep, and then let's interrupt the sleep and let him smack people with them E Honda hands. If we can keep that going, that's a good omen. But we got to find a way to get more creative with running the ball, man. If we can get Scooney Baby or Schooner Baker, whatever his name is, Schooners, or if we can get him going out the backfield and keep Fergie going in the mid, like he didn't have his best game on Sunday, man, but he got pounded. He been getting fucked up all year though. Dak been leaving him out the draft, but like he ain't had no bad game. But we got to find a way to balance out the middle. He can't be the only one that we got attacking the middle. And since they're not going to throw Tony Pollard the ball.
Talking about Ferguson?
So yeah, Fergie had an okay game to me, but if we can get 86 Schooner Baker.
Yeah, Fergie had a great game.
Schoonerberger.
Are you trying to get Schoonmaker going over? You know what? This is your show, Voch. You go ahead.
No.
What he talking about?
No, not at all. I need Scooney to do better with his fucking reps. And maybe use him more off the backfield to keep him in the game somehow. If we can get him going, we can balance out the offense. So we don't have to rely on Schooner Baker to be Travis Kelce every week.
Schooner Baker. That's his new name now. Big edition Schooner Baker.
Mayfield. I do think I think Ferguson is fine as tight end 1. If Schoonmaker's available, he can get in where he fit in. But Ferguson had a great game. And if you want to get anybody going outside of CD and Ferguson, it's Cooks. If you want to get anybody going.
Well, I kind of think that Schooner Baker getting big boy draws as we get into November and December helps out Brandon Cooks.
That first,
what?
So Schoonmaker's the key. Schoonmaker's the key. I'd be damn.
No. Just how we can be optimistic about different aspects of like maybe different things like off-season peanut butter. I need Schooner Baker to not fucking fall down, to have better. I need him to be better.
Well, he's being tackled.
He does get reps, but he's on the field a lot.
He was being tackled. He was being tackled though, LA. They was tackled.
If we can get more out that dude, it'll just help to balance out more of what we asking Ferguson to do, so he can be better, as opposed to relying on him to make amazing ass like 2 to 3 of the amazing catches every week. Like it's great when he makes them, but you can't expect people to be superhumans every fucking week. That's hard. We need to get more out of him. And McCarthy has in his playbook to use his tight ends out the fucking backfield. If we can get him going and get Pollard a little bit more lead action, because we're not throwing Pollard the ball how I was hoping we would use him. I was hoping we would use him more actually as like a number 2 or a number 3 receiver, and let him go to work on not quick linebackers and inside, but we're not doing that.
Like Ferguson's doing? Like Ferguson's doing? Tony Pollard. Okay, well.
Yeah, we're not using Pollard like that. So just not even asking Schooner Baker to fucking, I ain't asking for no 80-yard, 100-yard games out the dude. But you remember how when Gronk first came in the league, how the dude had like 10, 12 touchdowns on like 20 catches?
Nah, I don't remember.
Who?
He talking about Gronk. He's talking about Gronk.
Damn it, Voch, you a baby. You damn 90s baby.
I was born in 92. I mean, I always remember that. But
anyway.
Yeah.
Well, saying that to say, man.
Okay, good.
We all right. We just need to keep on getting better, man.
Yeah, man. Scooty Baker, man. Scooty Baker gonna be all right, man. He just got to keep on. Taking targets from Cooks, and he'll be all right, man. LA, appreciate you, man. This was insightful. I do feel like we should get Cooks involved, but I don't think Scooty Baker is the. Appreciate you.
I don't think he the key. Anyway, but God bless y'all, man.
Appreciate you,
LA. That was a ride right there, baby. That was a ride.
Yeah, it was all over the place on that one.
But can his name forever now be? What was it? Scuba Baker?
Scooby Baker. He said 5 names.
Scuba Baby.
Scuba Baby.
Scuba Baby.
Scuba. It was something like
Scuba
that.
Baker. Scooter maker.
Chat, what'd he say? And let chat give us the variations. Martise, what's up?
Oh no, somebody said pony taker.
Oh, no. So sign your tight end on a running weapon. What you say, Martisi?
Sarate, Scooter Bay.
No. So
what a tie.
The way I'm looking at this year, honestly, at this point,
yeah,
I'm thinking we might be locked into the wild card. At this point, we could get lucky, like if Philly gets some bad injuries or something. But unfortunately,
we're 1.5 game behind though, huh?
No, we 2.5. And all of our losses are
kind
NFC.
of behind there, man. Yeah,
all of our losses are NFC.
Bad
losses.
NFC losses.
Yeah, because they got it's 2 in the tiebreaker, so all our losses are NFC losses. So I'm literally thinking in the situation, like we probably gotta go 8-1, probably, and to get it. And here's why I'm mentioning it. I'm not. Either way, my view of it doesn't change much because the positive in all this is that we're going to be challenged in a whole lot of these games toward the back end, exactly what you were saying earlier, like November 30th, you got to be locked in on go. And I'm looking at this team more like, if y'all remember them Giants teams, where they weren't super loaded on offense, they lost some games, they weren't dynamic all throughout the year, they was in a wild card every time, but they were just so tough and battle tested that when it came down to it, they knew what they wanted to do. They was ready to go. And that was basically their path to the Super Bowl, not through
Martise
in a bye and on it. Yep.
Can I give you a modern example? Just thinking off the top of my head. The Bengals in 2021 when they went to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
They were 10-7.
Yep.
And they were kind of up and down throughout that year, and then they just went on and they didn't go on a crazy run, but they won like 6 out of 7.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just talk on Skywalker still.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I remember in them games still, and Joe Burrow was
tell us. Go ahead, Vince.
Nobody talk about it, and then they got hot at the end.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I more so said Giants is because I don't see our offense hitting that kind of level. I think we probably.
I don't know.
Hey, this is a conversation we might have to have soon too, depending on how things go the next few weeks, and even then, I don't know if it's going to matter. But are we back to this is an offensive driven team?
Definitely, it's got to be in terms of at least efficiency. Like we got to be really efficient and got to get better red zone. And the last point I wanted to hit is I don't think a lot of people realize this. It's not like people panicking. Oh, Cook's not getting touches and Pollard's not getting going. Like, I don't think people realize how few snaps this team has had together in a game that mattered. More than half of our games were pretty much over by halftime. And even in the 49ers case, like we got the ball once, went down, got a field goal. They went down, got a touchdown. It's 28-10. We desperate. Like most of our games, we haven't been really trying to do too much in the second half. And even when we go back to when Cook started to get going, it was in the second half of that Chargers game that wasn't a blowout. And Cook started to make more plays. And that Rams game was pretty much over at halftime. So when I'm looking at this team, like if we go back, most of these games was over. Like I don't even feel like I know what they are. And the last touch on that is what you mentioned earlier when you were like, once you get going and get in tough situations, then you'll know what your 4th and 1 play is. You'll know what your 3rd and 2 lineup is. We haven't had that at all. Then blow out, up 20, run the clock out. Or we down and desperate.
Yeah.
So I think they'll get that together with some of these tougher games. So
yeah, I agree. I agree, Martin. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's funny. You call it midseason form. We are in midseason, but this has been a weird year, Voch.
There's another form we got to hit. Yeah, there's another form we like. There's the end of the season shit.
Just adapting to your squad, right?
And I think one of these tough fights gonna be the thing that bring it out of us. I still think we got a lot to figure out. We got a lot to learn about ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, because what it's looking like now is like the loss of Trey Diggs. In fact, like it just impacted everything. You know what I'm saying? Defensively, right? when he was on the field, it was looking like, you know what I'm saying? But they trying to figure out how to overcome that and all that. But at least I can see the steps that the offense have made, though. Like we can see offense getting better every week, you know. But what does that look like when these corners get a little better? So, man, we'll see. We'll see.
We called out DQ last year, and he threw a curveball that helped us in the playoffs. So if you look at the losses, there is a recurring theme that we got to fix, and that's the defense.
It's defense. Yeah, fair enough, Scott. Fair enough. 808. What up? Who this?
Oh, what up, fellas? This is Bubba. I'm from Hawaii.
Bubba from Hawaii. What's happening with you? What you got for us today?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys left off right where I wanted to pick up with the defense. As good as they do sometimes and they flash, I feel like they have really high highs and really low lows. I think a lot of it has to do with some of the scheme. I love DQ like everybody else, but I think he's being a little too cute right now. He's being too pretty. Like against some of these teams like the Eagles, the Cardinals, teams, they got to try to run the ball. I mean, the Eagles can do what they feel like doing, but they want to base it off the run. I feel like it's a mistake that we're going small everywhere. We're going small on the D-line. We're going small with the linebackers, and then we're putting extra safeties on the field, and that's just making our core weak. I feel like we could build from the inside out what they tried to do when they drafted Mozzie, except they try to get bigger, they try to get more powerful, be more physical, except we're playing smaller. So we're not really doing what we set out to do. That's my
solid against the run. The run ain't shit.
Yeah, I mean, I really like you guys said too. I'd like to see Micah more come in as an LB. He's way more versatile than we made him out to be, especially this game, just lining him up on the outside and having him run up the field against tackles the whole game. Could have been in the middle of the field wrecking everything.
Yep.
You get that boy running, you let him get protected by the D-line, and you can unlock Michael for real.
Yep. Hey, makes sense. Bubba, good call. Me and Will still about to talk about that point. That was a good one. But Bubba from Hawaii, I just added you to the list. Next time you call, we'll know it's you. Appreciate you, sir.
What a nickname.
I wanted to say good job to you guys.
Thank you.
I haven't been here too long. I picked up you guys during the draft season, but like Steele was saying, man, the cream rises to the top. Ever since I found you guys, I haven't been, out there listening to my shit. So good job, guys, man. Keep it up.
Appreciate you, Bubba. Fantastic call, man. Appreciate you.
Rises to the top. Shout out to Macho, man.
Thanks for the support, man. Scott, Dan Quinn said this.
We certainly know he had been off to just a historic start.
Talking about AJ Brown.
Not a start, I guess, when you're talking about maybe the last, 6 or so of his games. And there were so many of them that have been big plays down the field. And so going in, we thought, man, we cannot allow, explosive plays to get on top of us. And so sometimes the byproduct of that is some underneath throws that may have, because that's one of,
and that's something that me and you talked about, right? We was like, man, we just. So Scott, like you in the same place you are when me and you talk about this, you don't like to give up some of the easy 7 to 10 yard routes or whatever. Are we really in that much fear of the deep route that we got to give up like easy stuff so much to where even if we have you on third downs, we're giving you so much space and you get an easy conversion just because you scared of the deep ball for real? Are you in the same place with that?
I mean, there's times for it. I'm fine. And I keep going back to the one play I described to y'all, and I actually have it broken down for tomorrow. Selfish plug. Tomorrow, me and Koy are going to be talking about the defense in depth. But there's times also where, be you, or at least disguise it differently. And one of those times, 3rd and 15, you decide you scared to give up the deep ball. So, Gilly plays like 10 yards off. And instead of playing up and sending some safety help, and you get an easy pitch and catch, probably like a 10-yard slant, then I think AJ got like 2 or 3 more yards or whatever. Now it's 4th and manageable, and they go for it and eventually score on that drive. So, there's some schematic things from time to time that a bit frustrating. Some personnel things is a bit frustrating, and then obviously you're not coming out strong. You're giving up points 6 games in a row to open up. So, they eventually settled down in the 4th quarter. And made some stops or whatnot, but I don't think anybody's going to come out of a game where you gave up 28 points, 2 touchdowns in the air, no turnovers, and 50% third down rate, and you like great game defense. It was a poor game by the defense.
Yeah. And then on that note, Scott, it's the last one I got for
I
you.
honestly felt strong. We got him into a long yardage
This Dan talking about scores on the first drive of the game.
one, and so to get the two extended plays, that was disappointing for us. So we got work to do. I certainly was aware of that, going in, that they were strong right off the bat, but to give up a third down, a couple of them in that opening drive, that's kind of what I was referring to about, that being disappointment, because that's really one of our strong points. So that stung to make sure that let's make sure that strong part stays strong for us.
Yep.
6 games, man.
Yep.
6 games, man. They open up with a touchdown and it forces Cowboys to
or a field goal, score points.
A score. Pardon me, a score. And it forces us to play back against them. If we're gonna be a team to where we lean on defense and we're a defensive team, hey, y'all got to stop them first drives, man. Y'all got to do something with them first drives. A 3 and out. Help your offense. Go ahead.
And to Mars' point earlier, right? Because we want to see Juan Ye, and we talked about using Izzy as like a weapon X. And last week we on both shows we talked about this would be a good game to use Izzy because they got a lot of big body receivers and tight ends. And on that same drive, right after that 3rd and 15 play, the next play, they somehow, some way, you get low ass Jordan Lewis on big ass Dallas Goedert. I mean, I don't know in what world you think that's not a mismatch, but I'm going there all day and tomorrow. And what happens? Dallas Goedert runs kind of that deep out to the sideline, and Jalen Hurts just says, I'm just going to throw it up because J. Lou can't jump with him, and first down. Where's our tight end stopper? Where's J-Ron Kurtz there? Or maybe you put Bell, or maybe you do Izzy, Juan Ye, anybody but the 5'10" guy that's not equipped to play, with that type of dude. So it was just a weird opening drive, and it got a little bit more weirder that second quarter, and then obviously in the third quarter was really bad. So
on that note, let's read them. Supers. On the Voch Lombardi side, J.R. Gower dropped a deuce and says, can we admit what I missed?
To Marv's point earlier, which one? He did have like 17 points.
Right. J.R. Gower says, can we admit that we have a Jordan Lewis problem? Hey, Jordan Lewis versus bigger receiver / tight ends is a glaring issue. And that's something that me and Will still talked about. You would much rather have Wanye and Izzy run around with those bigger guys than Jordan Lewis is.
Yeah, I would love. Go ahead.
I mean, when we were being critical of Izzy, it was like when he was covering them Christian Kirk, Hollywood Brown type dudes. We don't want him covering them.
Hell no.
But like these bigger dudes, like that's what Izzy's for. And just we ain't use them.
I would just game plan with both of those dudes, right? Like you play against a Cooper Kupp, he locked Cooper. Go watch the film on Cooper Kupp or who's the other dude, Watkins or whatever. Like those are dudes he can play with. But when you get the big body guys, I mean, yeah, that's gonna be mouse in the house. You know what I'm saying? Yep. This is your fourth corner coming into the year. We have to remember that.
Yep.
That's why I kind of wanted to go get Jalen Johnson, but hey,
But hey, man, they don't want wins, guys. They don't want to win. JR the mailman dropped the 5. It says, if both are 100% healthy, who are you taking, Trent Williams or Tyron Smith? Who are Voch and Steele taking, and why? If they both healthy,
I probably lean into my bias. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And they prime and they healthy, ain't nobody stopping Tyron Smith in his prime and he healthy. And that's the big thing.
Yeah,
that's the big reason why you choose Trent, because he healthy and he plays for you. He's relatively healthy and he plays for you. Tyron's dice roll is what makes him nervous. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes him hard to deal with. But I'm taking Tyron Smith.
Yeah, look, you're talking about 2 first ballots. When they healthy, I mean, I'm just gonna lean into my bias here. I'm taking Tyron. Healthy in their prime, he was the best left tackle in the game. Once he start breaking down, then that's when people say, top 3, top 5. But healthy in his prime, man, Tyron was unbelievable.
His body got to break down for him just to be top 5. You know what I'm saying? And look, Tyron ain't even super old like that. He like what, 32 or something, 33?
Yeah, but he like 44 because he came in at 20.
He been playing since he was 12. Yeah, he been playing in the league since he was 12. Yeah. He got drafted at 16. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a little breaking news.
Okay, what we got?
Well, it looks like Cowboys have ended up signing Martavius Bryant.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Cool Hand Lou says he dropped 5. You have no idea how much I look forward to Marv and the music. I travel a lot for work, but don't always get to hear you all live. Best believe I replay. Appreciate you, Cool Hand Lou. J.R. Gower dropped the deuce, says I need this guy to quit butchering this man's name. He's probably talking about
L.A.
Shootamaker, yeah.
Scuba the Baker.
Scuba diver, yeah. And
Scuba
Night 405 says Mozzie was drafted to stop the brotherly shove. No.
Yeah, no one's stopping that for real.
Mozzie was drafted to stop like inside zone shit.
Mozzie was drafted to hold what's his name? Taylor Swift to 2.4 yards per carry.
That's what Mozzie's here for. Yeah. Brotherly. You can put the Eagles defense in front of. You can put Jalen and Jordan out there. They'll find a way to get the shove going. That's a good matchup. I would love to like simulate that. What does brotherly shove look like versus Jordan Davis and them boys? It's probably still a go.
It's a mountain.
Yeah. But I'm just interested to see what that looks like. But anyway, Martavis Bryant, Sky. We don't know how to get the best wide receivers on the team going now. So
it's just a weird signing with me. I don't really.
Yeah.
You know a name that's out there I saw floating, bro? That I was like, shit. At this point, DJ Fluker.
He in the league still?
He's a free agent, but
I've been seeing his social media videos. Apparently, he got real fat, like 350 or something, because he was
a big boy. Yeah.
He was a big old boy. And then now he like swole and shit. Like now his new social media stuff is like, I'm in shape now. He has some workouts and stuff. Let me tell you something.
I only say that, bro, because he has experience and we could use a legitimate swing tackle. Well, Chuma. I know Chuma's here, but Fluker can go inside too. Just somebody threw the name out and I was like, interesting.
Hey, look, even if he come in and competes with Josh and Wilesco, bro, like just, when they come back, Scott, are they ever coming off IR or are they going to be like all year IR guys?
Oh, Ball's not. Well, let's go. I'm surprised he hasn't been.
They can go, huh, Scott? Like it's time for them to just, time for us to move on from him.
I don't care for him.
Yeah. I'm not looking for the Josh Ball interview, no way. Keep it a buck with you. But it is whatever. All right, let's hit refresh on that. That was night 405. And let's hit refresh on that. Let's get it.
It's a hell of a lineup here. Jason Peters from 2011 to 2013, Tyron from 2014 to 16, and Trent from and I guess Trent in that same time span. Tyron from 14 to that 16 before you start breaking down. Yeah.
Y'all don't understand, dog. Tyron looked like a machine. Like he looked like a well-oiled machine with the biggest hands in the world, and he wasn't fat at all. He was built like an action figure.
His nickname was Tron. He was like a cyborg.
Yes. I don't know, man. I think people forget how good Tyron really was. People forget how good Tyron was, but Voch was outside for Tyron. I was a little boy for Larry Allen, and I loved his, his Cowboy run or whatever. I believe till he went like Arizona or something.
San Fran.
But San Fran. It was a red team. But the Tyron Smith run, I was there for the Tyron Smith run. Y'all can't tell me nothing about it. I was playing offensive line when Tyron Smith was offensive line. I was like, hey man. Anyway, that dude, and Callahan. Shit.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Come on, man.
We need to get back to doing some more of that, man, because that shit was working. But anyway,
somebody called Callahan. Wasn't his problem was he ain't like Jason Garrett?
Yeah. So he was funny thing with Callahan. He was the play caller for a little bit. I think in 2015 or not 2015, 2013 maybe.
Yeah,
something like that. 24, whatever. I think 2013 or 2012, and he got it stripped, and it went back to Jason Garrett, and he was like, "Well, you know what, y'all, I want out this contract," and Jerry said no, so he kept him in this contract, and then as soon as it was done, he left and went to a different squad. I think he ended up being head coach. I don't know, but yeah, he don't like the Cowboys, bro.
Hey man, Jason Garrett gone, dog. Hey, you ain't been an offense coordinator since you left, dog. So
I don't even think he liked Jerry.
Oh well, that's a wrap then. This ball game. Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me, Sky, and Callahan, by the way. At the volume, the cost of redemption can't be overstated. The wonders of grace can't be overemphasized. Christ took the hell. Christ took the hell he didn't deserve so that we can have heaven we don't deserve. Blessings. Yes, sir. All right, y'all, we're going to get up. Okay. Okay. Marcus Hart, we appreciate you, sir. Oh, Gazelle. Lion sleep outside. All right, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all hold down for the dose of Walls and Peace, Louisiana, y'all. Volume.
No, I'm just playing.
Okay.
I had to. He dropped.
That bit ain't gonna never get old, Sky. Sky, every time we bring it back, we're gonna do it again. That bit ain't gonna never get old, Sky. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all to pieces, bro. Fun day. Great day today. Went by fast. Relatively. I don't know. Some of y'all made it go by slow, but it was cool.
Yeah, Restream tried to mess us up. Couldn't hold us down.
Restream trying to get us, man. Appreciate y'all for being here, man. Download the DraftKings app. Use promo code VOCH and all that. You bet $5, you get $200 back instantly in bonus bets. Follow the volume on all of his pages. Hit subscribe and all that. Follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. I'm going to be on 105.3 The Fan later with Reg and KG to get right around 7.
Guys, man.
Yeah, I love them, man. So y'all be sure to tap into that. And the patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. Y'all go check all this stuff out, man. We're good to go. Also, check out my guy, Will Skywalker Steele. Tomorrow, he'll be live with Okoye. Thursday, he'll be with Pat and NOC Walker, man, just giving us some fantastic nuggets, breaking down some good film. And, his show is totally different than mine, but we all live in that same universe. So if you want something different but similar, y'all run over there to A to Z Dallas on YouTube, 8:30 to 10:30 in the morning. Appreciate you, my good sir.
Thank you, brother.
Rest of y'all hooligans, man. Y'all hold it down for the dose who wants some peace whiskey. Till next time, Scooter Baker.
Planet.
Hey man, which one of them Nickelodeon characters' last name was Scooter Baker? Was it?
It's I think it was
Scooter.
Nah, the bull from damn it, SpongeBob. What was the SpongeBob dude's name?
No. It was somebody else. It was either from Hey Arnold, Doug, or Rugrats.
Action Now or something, I think.
Chucky Scooter Baker or something. That was his name.
Oh, never mind. Look, man.